Throughout football history, wise men have congregated to bring you the best stats, predictions, and analysis of the game. These are not those men. 3 derelict Oakland Raiders fans expelled from clown school for shaping inappropriate balloon animals at children's birthday parties and borrowing the school clown car to attend a Murphy's Law gig in Brooklyn. With no ambitions outside of rodeo barrel racing and the Shiner Circus, they made their way to the rolling hills of northwestern New Jersey and established a home at the Irish Cottage Inn. Surrounded by Jets and Giants fans, they called in reinforcements and established a circus sideshow of their own, known as the New Jersey chapter of the Black Hole. Join the party each week on the Fan Club Blitz, a wild ride into the world of die-hard football team fan clubs from across the globe with your hosts, Splatterhead, Fitz, and Tom, Clown School Rejects.
Welcome to the Fan Club Blitz with Splatterhead, Tom, and Fitz.
What's happening?
I can't hear you. Oh, because you...
You can't hear me because I don't have headphones.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, whatever.
That's
So.
If you guys can believe it, we're losing. We're losing. We're down 14-7.
We're not losing, we're behind.
We're behind.
Yeah.
Listen,
Difference.
like I said, we have our new chant. You know, one of our mainstays in our New Jersey Black Hole is the 1, 2, 3 first down. Now it's going to be 1, 2, 3 first round overall pick.
1, 2, 3 first round.
So,
That's it.
So coming up on the episode today, we got some stuff. We got some stuff to. One thing I want to announce is that the Fan Club Blitz is going to be going. Live soon.
Yes.
You'll be able to see our ugly mugs.
For better or for worse.
We are going to be going live on YouTube, and we can't announce the details yet because we don't know exactly how it's going to pan out, what channel we're going to be on, all that jazz. We're working out the details.
Yeah.
We are going to be live, and you'll be able to see, me. You'll be able to see Tom, Fitz. You'll be able to see Chris Potts and Bill Mackey.
Yeah.
Well, Bill Mackey's not going to be there, so Bill Mackey can watch us.
Well, no. I'm not just for the game. We're going to be going live every week.
Every week. Oh, okay. Great. So you will see Bill Mackey.
So you will see faces
and his halftime extravaganza.
But one of the major hurdles, though. One of the major hurdles with this is we're trying to convince Chris Potts that he's not having like a Rob Halford dress-up day doing the halftime report. Like he's not going to be in leather with a leather hat and straps and stuff. Like it's not going to happen. Sorry. You know?
Cosplay as Rob Halford.
No, it's like we're just saying when we go live, you're not dressing like Rob Halford doing the halftime report. When we go live, like no leather pants, no leather chaps, no spikes and chains. I mean,
I don't know about you, man, but I don't want to see pots and chaps, man.
I do. I guarantee you, if we get Bill some Rob Halford that costume, he's going to put it on. In a second.
Well, Mackey might be able to pull off the chaps. Chris ain't.
Okay, first off, I don't want to see anybody from our Black Hole group in chaps. By the way, I'm just going to go out there, but Bill Mackey, if and this is all for Tom.
When we caravan to Oakland, we're all showing up in chaps. Well, hanging out in San Francisco the night before. So.
If we're gonna go that route,
no, you're not making him sing Turbo Lover.
He's gonna sing Turbo Lover for Tom.
We're gonna wear our chaps to Oakland, and we're gonna party in San Francisco the night before.
All right.
Wow.
Have I ever told you about my I had just moved to Seattle. And, hey, hang on. Let me do something before I go into this crazy story.
Okay.
So on this episode, we have Tom and I were able to do a really great interview yesterday, I think, with Sir Rodney Scott, longtime Washington D.C. resident and Raider fan.
Yeah, that was a good. Yeah, he was a good interview, man.
Yeah, long time, the D.C. Metro Raider. And down there, what they do is they have 3 clubs, 1 family.
Yeah.
And so you'll hear about, what D.C. Metro Raiders do, what the Hampton Roads Boosters do, what the Northern Virginia Raiders do. And so that's going to be on the episode today. And, Tom and I do a little post-interview.
Yeah. Cool.
A little talk, and then after that, you're gonna have the Bill Mackey and Chris Potts halftime report as usual, and also this week there is a "You Dead to Me" segment.
There is a "You Dead to Me."
Listen, in an ideal world, you won't have that every week, but when you do,
yes,
we're gonna have it. And so that's what you have to look forward to on this episode. Now I'm going off the rails a little bit. It's early.
Yeah, and I'm worried about this San Francisco story being way off the rails.
In, I don't know, 92, 93. I didn't know much about the area. I was in a punk rock band with a bunch of guys that were way older than me. They were, they've been playing punk rock since the 70s, and we really had that, 70s kind of sound. And anyway, I met a bunch of punks at one of our shows. All the punks loved us because we were old punk rock. And so I met a bunch of punks at this show, and they're like, hey man, we're meeting up here tomorrow at this park, come meet up with us, and then we're gonna go to Tanya's house, we're gonna get stuff. And I'm like, all right, cool.
Nice.
So anyway, on stage, I used to wear, like Jim Morrison, I would wear leather pants and my engineer boots. And my drummer had this spur hanging on his. I'm like, I'm going to put that damn spur on, right?
Okay, all right.
I wear the spur, I got leather pants, I got the boots. And as you do when you're, 20-something-year-old
So
punk rock.
you're like a young Steve Baters out there, is what you're saying.
You fall asleep in the clothes you played in.
Yeah.
And then the next day, you go, I got to go meet these guys, right? So I went to meet these guys at Volunteer Park in Seattle, up on Capitol Hill. First thing I didn't know was that Capitol Hill was the gay district. Second thing I didn't know, that this day happened to be the Gay Pride Parade day.
Well, at least you were dressed for it.
So I get off the bus. I got my leather pants. I got my spur. And I'm getting whistled at. I like your spur. And I'm like, I don't know how to take it. I'm like, this is odd. But I like the compliments. So I meet the punk rockers and they're like, oh my, you didn't wear that. Yeah. Like, oh, dude, we gotta get the hell out of here. You're gonna get raped.
Yeah, that's a story, all right.
It is.
Yeah, that's yeah.
True life adventures of Charlie Splatterhead in the Jet City.
That take that to heart, because that's a lesson right there.
I'm just trying to get the visual of the leather pants. Chuck Splatterhead looking like a young Steve Baters running around Seattle in leather pants.
Yeah.
Hey.
So
Lesson learned.
anyway, we've outlined the show for you tonight. We're not going to record too much today because we recorded a lot yesterday, and I think it's all going to come together well.
Yeah, good.
The halftime report will be coming, and and then we'll come back in the fourth quarter. You guys got anything to say before we break now?
Screaming for Vengeance is probably the best Judas Priest tune ever.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I think I agree with that. It's definitely up there.
I used to think Steeler was.
I like Steeler though.
Screaming for Vengeance, I think, like
there was a real corner turned on.
Yeah, I was blasting out on the way here.
Yeah.
And and as soon as I turned it on and I turned the volume up, I was in Madison Square Garden in 1982.
That's one of those songs that brings you out, man. Like you could be in a crappy mood or whatever, you put that on and that jolts you. That's one of those.
That does, man. And then some of the earlier stuff too, man. Delivering the goods.
All their earlier. I love all their early stuff.
That's all I had to say.
So the Raiders are playing.
Yeah, we're down.
We just finished up.
And we have 2 interceptions.
And we have 2 interceptions today so far in the first half.
Came out first drive again and scored, and now then we kind of clapped the bed.
Yeah.
Look,
and you know what?
We can't stop the run. We can't stop Larry Fitzgerald, but then again, nobody can.
Let me get I got one little.
Black hole has showed up.
Let me get football in now because I know it's not going to be football later when we wrap this up. And you guys might even touched upon this yesterday. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it. I had my niece and her husband up from North Carolina and my great niece, and I had to, she had to do my makeup, so I couldn't be there to record because she had to do my makeup. Anyway.
Fitz looks like Freddie Mercury, man.
Dude, if I was a Freddie Mercury, I'd be singing right now.
He's a prancer.
That's tight, Fitz.
Fitz prancing.
Volunteer Park tomorrow at noon on Capitol Hill in Seattle. Wear those tight.
Listen, I have a couple stories similar to Chuck's there, but Fitz prancing is almost as
that doesn't shock us because you wore a cop uniforms.
Yeah, the funny part is it didn't even involve that. That's what's the craziest. We'll talk about that maybe in the fourth quarter. I go, but me prancing is almost as scary as Chris Potts dressed like Rob Halford. But we're not going to go. So I don't know. Did you guys touch on Mark Davis, his statement last week?
Yes.
Okay, good. Then let me just reaffirm that solid statement. I love anybody that takes ownership of anything.
Yes.
And I honestly think that, the craziness in my head, with his craziness early on as an owner, I just think he was trying to live up to the legend of what his father was at one point,
You're going to love what we said.
Okay, go.
Yeah.
All right.
He's trying to bring the legacy back. Man.
That's all. That's what I think. I think he's just trying to be daddy for a little bit and then realize, now it's a different era. I got to reel it in, and we got to make some smart moves here.
I'm not going to repeat myself. We just
all right.
talked a lot about it.
I will listen and hear.
Here's something I want to bring up before we break. Have you guys heard of ESPN?
What, do I watch it?
No, have you heard of it?
I've heard tales of
It's
it.
a major player in the sports media world.
Yeah, I've heard tales of it.
They came out with a report. They posted ESPN now reports that the Cleveland Browns are bringing in to interview for the head coaching position.
Oh, no. There we go.
Jack Maria.
Condoleezza Rice.
I swear to God, I hope you're kidding right now.
That's a real thing that ESPN reported.
I hope you're car horn kidding right now.
Seriously reported.
That is
Condoleezza Rice
are bringing in former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice to interview for the head coaching job in Cleveland.
Wow.
Cleveland Browns came out with a statement today.
That's insane.
We appreciate Condoleezza Rice's leadership, and we appreciate her fandom of the Browns, and it was an honor to meet her last year for the first time. But Condoleezza Rice is not in the discussion.
Thank God.
Oh, okay. Oh my God.
The front office of the Browns is that.
I was going to say, remember the time Oakland wanted to bring in Bill Clinton, but he kept trying to bang the cheerleader, so, they couldn't make him head coach?
I mean, when I saw that, I was like, you got to be kidding me.
I think last week I posted on Facebook to our page that ESPN Sunday Countdown was complete garbage.
Absolute garbage.
It should be watched. This is why. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even. Well, I can't even. You know what? The last good thing involving ESPN was probably like 30 years ago when ESPN2 came out and there was like Frisbee dogs on and like that.
I was blown away by that.
I mean, Condoleezza Rice is nice, but I prefer Aroni.
Yeah, but I mean, what kind of an idiot?
Yeah.
And who edited this? Like, how do you
really
even like get this past editing?
Yeah, it's
I tell you what,
insane.
if it turns out that the Cleveland Browns hired Condoleezza Rice,
that's National Enquirer.
Well, looks like we got a first down here.
All right, first down.
All right.
Hey, what's up? You're listening to the Fan Club Blitz with Splatterhead and Fitz, posted by the NJ Black Hole. We are here at the Irish Cottage in Hamburg, New Jersey.
You know, Raider fans, we are like one family. I mean, being here on the East Coast, when we see Raider fans, you know, we embrace each other. I see other fan clubs, you know, not that kind of embrace it. Doesn't matter what color of creed you are family of Raider Nation.
In fact, Raider fans come in all shades, shapes, colors. There isn't an NFL team that can boast a following of as many people.
I've been a Raiders fan since I was about 10 years old, since, about 1990, 91. Most of my family's from Ohio. They're Cleveland Browns fans. So, my dad always asked me, how did this happen? I just stuck with the silver and black ever since.
Why are you with the Raiders? You live here on the East Coast. Why not a Redskin? Why not the Ravens?
What is this sister from Washington, D.C., who's supposed to be a Redskin? How did she get attached to a team 3,000 miles away? I mean, if you could believe the look on people's faces, I crave seeing the look on their faces because I know they just can't picture it.
I mean, there's no one else like us. I mean, it's like everywhere you go, you see people, that are Raider fans. They say, I bleed silver and black. Like, we're all over the world, and that's how it's always been. Like, we stick together, good and bad times.
So I'm a Raider because, it just feels right. You get it in your gut, in your heart, when you're wearing that shield, when you see that shield, when you hear somebody say Raiders. People ask me that all the time, why am I a Raider fan? And the way I look at it is, you know what, they picked me. Just like everybody out there that's my brothers and sisters of that Raider Nation, they picked us all. And it is really a nation. I've had people come stay at my house that I didn't even know just because they were Raider fans. So, it's one of those things that I felt strongly, I felt trustworthy that, they're my brothers and sisters, come have a place to stay. It's just that special bond that we all have. Unless you are a Raider fan, it's one of those things you just won't understand.
Our fans are very animated, and that's one thing that folks really like, to see our animation of our fans. When folks will come and see that black and silver, it's like, wow, and then it's going into the Coliseum, you see everybody dressed in black, and it's totally intimidating to any fans. If you've never been to Black Hole, it's like being at a rock concert and you are not the person that should be there. So, you're in that one section in there and it's you on your feet for 45 minutes. It's true love in Black Hole, okay? When you're in Black Hole, you're being greeted by true and loyal fans of the Raiders.
Meeting a Raiders fan, like, out in the streets, it's like, meeting a brother or sister that you never knew you had. So, I mean, it's really like we're family all around the world. There's only one nation, that's a Raider Nation.
Being a Raider on the East Coast is almost like you're in a world you have created on your own. There's certain things in life that we have to cling to no matter who we are, and that's that ethic of hard work, excellence, winning. And those are the things that the Oakland Raiders are all about.
I do landscaping as my profession, and I take a lot of pride in what I do in my business doing landscaping. So that commitment to excellence, I want all my work to look excellent.
All right, so we have Rodney Scott on the line, and Rodney, why don't you?
Sir Rodney Scott, the hitman.
Sir Rodney Scott, why don't you tell us about your club?
All right, guys. The DC Metro Booster Club will be hosting the Big Tailgate event down here in Baltimore. next week against the Ravens. We have two other clubs that will be taking part in this, the Northern Virginia Booster Club and the Hampton Road Booster Club. So we're kind of looking to have a great time, a big turnout of fans coming in from all over the area. It's going to be very interesting. It's a couple of days after Thanksgiving and a day and a half after Black Friday shopping sale. So we're looking forward to seeing what kind of crowd we're going to pull for this weekend coming up.
I hear you. We did the Philadelphia Christmas game last year. It was the New Jersey chapter and the Philadelphia chapter at a Black Hole, and landed on Christmas. And then this year, you guys get stuck with Thanksgiving weekend. So
that's right.
And of course,
I was up there for that Christmas. Sorry, go ahead.
And of course, the season is going so well for us that makes even more fans want to come out.
That is so true. Unfortunately, we are, we're struggling, but the fan base is still there. Like I said, once a Raider, always a Raider. If you're a diehard Raider fan, you're going to be there through thick and thin.
Yeah, that's right. And Raider Nation comes out for a party. We come out to hang out with each other, enjoy the family atmosphere, and knock back some beers and have some good food together and cheer on our team. So it doesn't matter what kind of season we're having at the end of the day.
Yeah, like what we've been saying. We may suck, but we have a good time doing it.
That's so true. The other term is that we may not win the game, we won the tailgate party.
Exactly, man. We're winning Sundays, man. Being with our people.
So for people that are coming in from out of town, that maybe listening to the show and don't know about your event, how do they track you guys down? What lot are you guys in? Or tell us about the seafood place. How do they get involved with what what DC Metro and Northern Virginia and Hampton Roads have going on this weekend?
Well, two ways to get in contact and getting the whole list of information. I don't want to give any false information or misleading information, but you can go to either one of the websites, the DC Metro Raider Booster Club website, and that information is on there. Also, along with the Hampton Road Booster Club and Northern Virginia Booster Club websites. It gives you the full breakdown of the events that's going on from Friday up until Sunday morning. All the nice eatery places that's in the Baltimore area, and the parties. There's always going to be a party somewhere.
Yeah, always somebody gathering.
That's right.
What's the name of the seafood place that people can buy their tailgate passes from and that whole deal?
Off the top of my head, I can't remember it right now. But once again, like I said, if you go to the website, everything is there.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us about your own fandom. How long have you been a Raiders fan, and did you grow up in the Baltimore area? Are you a transplant from California? Just what's the history on your own Raiders fandom?
I've been a Raider fan for over 40-plus years. Matter of fact, 43 years, if you want to make it to that. I became a Raider fan when my dad took me to my first NFL football game. It was the Raiders versus then the Baltimore Colts. I was 10 years old at the time.
You know what, man? I would love to see that game, man, because that's classic football right there, man.
That was classic football, and a few years later, as I got older, they come to find out it was one of the greatest games in the NFL history. It was the goat to the post game.
Yeah.
I'm in the stands, just going off for the team. And my dad, he was a baseball fan. He wasn't really a big football fan, but he told me, he said, hey, you have a team here in D.C., you have a team in Baltimore. Hey, it's your pick. I said, Dad, I like that team that's out there and that silver and black out there that's playing. And he said, well, son, your team is 3,000 miles away. And 10 years old, I'm not thinking 3,000 miles is a long way. But as I got a little older, I'm like, oh, man, he's not televising too many of my games. The only time we televise a game is when we play in Pittsburgh or back over here playing the Baltimore Colts. So, it was, twice a year you might see a catch a game that was over in this area. But, we always had the rivalry games on TV when they played Kansas City and Denver. Those games always was broadcast on back then NBC. So got a chance to see all those games. Yeah. and I stayed a fan since then. You know, growing up in my neighborhood, it was a lot of Cowboy fans, Redskins, Pittsburgh fans, and I never forget it. My dad surprised me one Christmas with a Oakland Raiders football helmet and a jersey, and I'm outside playing on Christmas Day in a white Oakland Raiders jersey and my little silver and black helmet, and my friends were like, "Wow, where'd that come from?"
Nice, man.
Yep, that's cool stuff, man.
And you know, it's so funny, Chuck. It's so funny. I had a friend of mine who played Little League football with me. He came by the house today, right? And he was talking to my brother. My brother's a Redskin fan, so he was talking to him. He's like, "Dad, we had not converted Rodney over yet. It's been I know him since we were 12 years old, and he still hasn't converted over. And like I said, I'm gonna stay as long as the team is there. All right? So I'm not going anywhere."
Hey, man, you've been there this long. I mean, Tom and I have both been Raiders fans for 40 years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't even know what to do. If the Raiders, if there was no more Raiders, I don't think I could support. I'd just have to stop watching football. I couldn't support another team.
I would just be on the side of the house grilling and betting and wouldn't even pay attention.
Yeah, I mean, the Raiders get in your blood, and that's it.
That is so true. It's so true. It's there. Like I said, I don't even watch any other games that come on TV. It's like I said, it's not Raiders. It's not really entertaining to me.
See, my deal's kind of like yours, man. Because born and bred in New Jersey, you get those couple of games a year. Being in the New York market, you always got, like you said, you always got the Steelers game when they played. Like the game of the week. But I'm like you. You get your couple of games a year, and that was great. I just kept on it, man. All those Steelers fans, because in the playoffs you always got those games. So,
right,
and they were they were battles, man, in the '70s, and I was the only one there with a Raiders jersey on, man. I had, so I had my Banazak jersey on that, my mom got me from Sears catalog.
Yeah.
That is funny, yeah. I could also say, when we had those Monday Night Football games, at the time we had the best winning percentage,
Sure, we were always on Monday night.
I couldn't wait to go to school on Tuesday morning, bragging.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, see, for me it was a little different because I grew up in the Bay Area. So it was just a constant struggle between the Raiders fans and the 49er fans. And then I had that spell there as a kid where the 49ers were like running the gambit on everything. And it was Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, blah, blah, blah. And it was like then, only the diehard Raiders fans were left. So there'd just be a handful of us and all these bandwagoners jumping on that, red and gold. But, I living out on the East Coast for the past 25 years or so, there's a lot of Raiders fans out here.
Oh, yeah, there is, man.
We started our Black Hole chapter a couple years back, and it's been a lot of fun, man. And I think that's an important thing. A lot of other teams don't have that. They don't have those fan bases. They don't have, they don't have the Booster Club network that we do. They don't have the fan, the Black Hole fans and some of the other, unaffiliated clubs that are out there. So on that note, I think you guys are actually you're in a new bar this season, right?
Yes, we are. We it's called Blacktail, downtown DC. We kind of shared a bar with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh, wow.
So yes, it's been very interesting. Then the first 2 weeks, I think the Chiefs fans might have had like 12 folks in there. All of a sudden, since the Chiefs started to win it, you got folks coming from out of it, from here and there, popping up.
Right.
Oh, yes, we're going to run the tables. I think, yeah, what were you at 2 weeks ago when the season started? Y'all didn't really have faith in your team.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're going to run. They may run the tables, but as soon as they get to the playoffs, we know it's over.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Every season, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Same story.
Yeah. Tommy Boy ain't letting that happen.
And it's so funny about that, right? They talking about us, right? And then they start seeing all our Raider fans start to come into the bar. They was like, "How many more y'all coming?" I said, "Don't worry about it. It's more to come." All right? So they was like, "Wow, is that many Raider fans in there?" I said, "Hold up, there are plenty more. Okay, this is a handful here right here." They was like, "A handful? How many more?" I was like, "Hey, we can fill the bar up, okay?"
Yeah. Now that's how we are up here too in our little spot. We fill it up. Originally they gave us one little corner and one TV, and we were like, okay. And next thing you know, like every TV in there except for one has got the Raiders game on, and it's nothing but love.
Yeah, we have the whole half of the front bar.
Yeah, we did do an interview on our podcast. Now we do most of our interviews over the phone like this, but I try and we try and bring on booster clubs and fan clubs of other teams, not just Raiders teams or Raiders clubs. And so I reached out to the Chargers club in New York. I reached out to the Broncos club in New York, and I reached out to the Chiefs club in New York that I just found online. The Broncos, the Donkeys, respectively. Sorry, the Donkeys club and the Chokers club. They didn't respond to me at all. I messaged the guy who has a Kansas City barbecue joint in Queens. It's a big Chiefs bar. They actually have former Chiefs that work there and bartend there and hang out.
Guest bartend during games and stuff.
So I emailed him and I said, "Listen, we have a podcast." I said, we're Raiders fans, but we like to talk to other teams, especially division rivals. And he wrote me back. He said, "Well, first of all, I'd like to tell you to go f yourself." He said, and second, sounds like fun. Would you guys like to come to my bar and do it? So we went to the Chiefs bar in New York and did our podcast. He brought in a couple of his cronies, and we had they took really good care of us, but the place was ugly. It was all painted up in that mustard and ketchup, ugly, like a fancy McDonald's, and they were drinking foo-foo beers in there, like toasted almond.
But they had really good barbecue, man.
Yeah, they did it. They did have good barbecue.
Oh yeah, they were top notch for New York City, man.
But it is fun to kind of it's cool that you guys are actually cohabitating with a of all teams a Chiefs bar, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is very interesting this year. But in the past, I think it's maybe about 5 years ago. One of our other bars we had, it was downtown D.C., around the corner from the Capitol, great location. And come to find out, we are sharing the bar with, guess who?
The Donkeys.
Heck no.
All right, you got to tell us.
I'm gonna give you one more guess.
Patsies.
Chargers.
The damn Patriots.
Yeah, the Patsies. Oh.
But the thing about it, the Patriots, they had the upstairs part of the bar. We had the downstairs, what we call the Black Hole. Oh, we had a lovely time there.
I'll tell you what, man.
Go ahead.
If I'm hanging out in a Patriots room, if I know there's going to be Patriots fans, I just wear my Howie Long jersey because that's the only that's the best thing to ever come out of Boston. And he's got no love for that team at all. So
I couldn't imagine being having them upstairs and us downstairs. I couldn't imagine.
But we belong downstairs.
Yeah, but
that's
I mean,
where we're.
But I mean, we're running up the stairs and doing stuff.
But the thing about it, we were making so much noise downstairs. I mean, the liquor on the bar shelves was shaking from us making noise like that.
Yeah.
I mean, these Patriots fans, they were like low key Patriots fans. It was a fan club. They made a little noise when they won, but you're looking for if we got a top caliber team like the Patriots, you gonna make some damn noise.
Right.
Y'all win like that. But nah, it was just like, yeah, Patriots, all that. Us, we down there singing, and, banging on the wall and everything else, and going off.
You're shaking the joint down when there's a first down.
Right.
Yeah. I hear
they
you,
looking
man.
at us like, wow, y'all bring it. That's right.
Yep.
You bring it.
That's right. That's right. We'll always have, always do. So one of the things that fascinates me is that I've interviewed, like I said, other clubs. We did the Miami Dolphins fan club. We've done the Chiefs club, Seahawks club. And one of the things that fascinates me, and I guarantee you that you're going to be on the same board because I'm going to ask you now, they don't do anything together in the off season. They don't have any charity events. They don't they really get together, eat hot wings, and yell at the TV at a bar. So I know that DC Metro Raiders and the two Virginia clubs that I think kind of you guys were there first, and these clubs came in and you guys all worked together. Tell us about some of the off-season activities and charities that you guys participate in, because I guarantee you guys are Raider Nation is active. There is no end of the season for the nation, maybe for the team, but
that is true. The off season is it's a busy season for us. We're recruiting, we're getting things ready for the following year. Charity events that we do, like little boating events. Northern Virginia, they have one of the best programs they do. They do a street cleanup, and they bring out a lot of fans and a lot of Boots Club members and non-members to come out and help with the cleanup. And it has got recognition from the city. I think the governor might have mentioned them one time before because when the street cleanup took place, it was a rainy weekend. So it was just like they were surprised to see the Raider Nation out there doing the charity work and things going. So it's so much we do. Northern Virginia, the Hampton Road. I know they do a lot of car washes and raising money for different organizations with domestic abuse, cancer survival programs. All kind of things, Same here with the DC Metro Booster Club. We're always looking for a charity to contribute to with anything we can do.
Yeah, see that's an amazing thing, man, and that's something that and I'm telling you, I've talked to these other booster clubs, I've talked to these other from other teams, and they just don't do that. I mean, nobody does it like Raider Nation does. And look, yeah, we'll use any excuse in the world to put on silver and black and get together with 100 people and have a party. But
that is so true.
It's just it's a cool thing to be part of, and I'm really proud to be part of Raider Nation and part of the Black Hole, and I'm really happy about it's a family, and when look, there's a lot of nonsense going on social media, and a lot of fans are, it's irritating now, right? You know what I'm talking about. It's hard to even, I can't even watch, the Gruden, post-game presser because the comments on there just, I just, for me, I wonder what happened to win, lose, or tie, Raider till I die, because we've been through terrible seasons. We've been and all of a sudden now people are mad. Come on, you're mad now? We've been stinking up the joint for
exactly.
how many years, and all this now you're going to be mad. Stick with the team. Look, here's what I'm happy about, and you can agree or disagree. The biggest problem for me over the last 15, 16 years is that we've had no consistency. Every time we start a new system, we have a new coach, 1 season, 2 seasons, then he's fired. And then we got a new quarterback. Then we got what I'm happy about now is that we have a coach and we have an owner that have committed, at least on paper, to a long-term deal. And that's what we need. You got to let it ride out, and my feelings are, these guys have at least committed to each other to a long-term plan. And so I'm not expecting, that to break down next season and all of a sudden we're starting all over with a new coach and a new. So what are your thoughts on that?
I do agree with you on that. Now it's the new fans. They're really impatient. Like you said, us older fans who've been around for many years, we've seen this before. And it's a process, you know. The way you're going about it, yes, it's kind of it's, you know, it makes you mad a little bit, but you have to understand the game. You got to understand that it's a business, and you got to make, you know, the different types of decisions that make this thing work. So, with the new fan, they're not really understanding this. You know, it's all about, oh, I'm losing my fantasy points because I can't get nothing going on here. So,
I think that's what it's all about mainly.
Yeah,
you know,
it blows
fantasy
me with that,
points.
you know. I'm like,
Well, but what cracks me up though is I do, you know, I do see it a lot from younger fans, newer fans, and when I look at that, I'm like, okay, you're 19, 20 years old, you're a Raiders fan, and I appreciate that. We've had one winning season your entire life. what in the hell made you a fan to begin with? And what
exactly,
like, you know, and now you're just ready to give up. And not just give up. I don't mind if you give up, if that's what, you know, but the trash talking and the just, you know, the venom just kills me. I'm like, because I don't understand it, because, you know, if you're 18 years old, you've seen one winning season, and it wasn't even, let's be honest, it wasn't even that great of a season. It was fun. You know, hey, the highlight of that season for me was the Baltimore game. 2016. You know, I came down there with the Silver and Black Empire, and you guys managed to take over lot. I think it was Lot K.
Yes.
And man, there was one lonely Ravens tent off in the corner there, and they were like, "What the hell's going on here?" And we had a party, man. And you guys, man, it felt like I was at Oakland. You know, it was amazing, and so that's why I'm really excited about going back to Baltimore next weekend, and my wife's excited, and you know, I think we have about 20 people going down, close to that.
So yeah.
And we're looking forward to seeing you and meeting up with you. So you've got, you know, the New Jersey chapter of the Black Hole, you got the Philadelphia chapter of the Black Hole. You got the multiple booster clubs that are coming in, and then you know, and so that's why we really wanted to have you on, was just to kick this thing up and let people know this show's going to be out on Friday, and it's going to give people, you know, that last minute push to go, oh, now we know what's going on, we know the website to check out. So I'm looking forward to it, man. But I got to tell you. And you guys should be proud of this, man. Out of all the away games that I've been to, you guys really, really do a great job. I had such a good time in Baltimore at that 2016 game, and that was hosted again by DC Metro, Hampton Roads, Northern Virginia. I haven't seen anything that well, you know, organized and very, very friendly to everybody that came in. I haven't seen that anywhere else, you know, obviously outside of Oakland. So you should be proud of that.
Well, thank you, Chuck. We really are proud. I mean, like I said, it's a team effort, and like I said, the word team, it goes a long way, you know. All of us buying into one big dream, and that's how, you know, it all came about. And I mean, you know, I was in, at one moment, I was in tears when I saw the crowd that had assumed there. You know, it was just like, you know, I'm thinking about Raider Ron at the same time, because this is, you know, it was a couple of months after he had passed away, so we were thinking different things. So I was emotional there myself, and then to come away with that win,
yeah,
oh, that was so awesome, you know. So man, yes, like I said, it's a team effort, and I love the guys from Northern Virginia. I love the guys from Hampton Road. You know, great group of guys, along with our guys here at DC Metro Raiders. Yeah.
All right, man. Well, we've taken up a lot of your time, and I really appreciate you giving us that time and coming on. And before we let you go, what we always do is we ask the interviewee to just give a message, and it can be positive, it could be whatever's in your heart. Give a message to the nation right now on, you know, just give your message on where you think the nation should be, or whatever, something nation related.
Okay. Well, Sir Hitman from the DC Metro Raiders, my positive thought to the nation is to stay positive, give this team a chance. Don't run away from your dreams, because the Raiders are not.
That's
it,
all I
man.
Have to say. Hey, that nothing else needs to be said. And I'll tell you what, I will. Tom, myself, Fitz. Actually, we haven't figured out how we're going to do it yet, because we really don't know what we're doing. This technology stuff, we're like, every week there's something new. But we are going to do our best to record this podcast live from Baltimore on Sunday during the tailgate. So we're going to be doing that, but I guarantee you that we will be, hanging out with all three of your clubs down there, and I look forward to meeting you.
Yeah, so do I, man.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
I can't wait for
Likewise,
Sunday,
guys.
man.
All
right.
And have a nice holiday season, guys.
All right. Hey, and one more thing. I saw some Ravens fans in tears down there that weekend too. Even before the game, when they saw how many of us there were.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah, they weren't ready for us. They ready now.
They ready now. That's right. All right. Hey, you know what? They suck too. So anything can happen. All right, Rodney. Thank you very much, man.
All right, man.
So, Rodney, you've been a great guest.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
Bye.
Right.
The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song, he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash, with a silver hat about his head and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold, and the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider! Building just for fun! He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won!
All right. So we just that was a great interview, man.
That was good. That was a good interview, man.
And like I said during the interview, those guys do a hell of a party.
If that interview does not want to make you go to Baltimore, then there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, and firsthand account just from myself and Andy Shepard, man. Baltimore was like being in Oakland.
Yeah,
and we had a blast, man. And hands down, one of the best interviews we've had. And definitely one of the best booster clubs around, man. And they've been around for a long time. Peggy Holmes was the president, and I don't know if Sir Rodney's the president or not. We didn't ask him, but that kind of stuff doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it's kind of blurred lines at this point. So
yeah, it's it's all one family, and it doesn't matter who wears the stupid hat. You know, it's as long as everybody's getting along and holding it down. It's we were just talking about some people's fandom, and about how people have second and favorite teams and stuff like that. I don't get it.
I think that should be against the law.
It should be against the law. Like, what the hell is a second favorite team?
I've never had one.
Like I've had there's been players on other teams that I've respected.
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna.
Yeah, like I'm a big LT fan. I'm not running out buying his Giants jersey.
Right.
Wearing it.
I used to like Arian Foster, and I'm not going to buy his jersey unless he's on the Raiders,
exactly.
And when these Raiders guys get cut and they go to another team, like even if they're legendary Raiders and they'll always be known as Raiders, even guys like Phil Villapiano, right? Yeah. I'm not going to buy a Buffalo Bills Villapiano jersey.
No.
A Raider jersey, hell yeah.
Well, I look at it this way. I was a big fan of Randy Moss when he was on the Vikings.
Right.
Because the guy was insane. He was like the one-handed catch guy way before Beckham was.
Not so much a big fan when he was in the Raiders, though.
But I wasn't a big fan of him on the Raiders. And I'm not even going to buy a Raiders jersey of him.
No.
Because to me, he's a Viking.
Yeah, absolutely. And he said it. I'm not a Raider.
Exactly.
It's Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's guys that have played on other teams, and but I mean, if you're out there and you're wearing an Alzado Broncos jersey, you're a moron.
Yeah.
Yes. The dude's a Raider.
Yes.
And where did Stabler go after us?
To the Saints or the Oilers?
Oilers,
yeah.
If you're wearing an Oilers Stabler jersey, you're a moron.
You're a moron. Unless you're a really big Stabler
The dude was just trying to get... even if you are, man, if you're a really big Stabler fan, you're a Raiders fan.
You're a Raiders fan.
The dude was just trying to make some more money before he retired.
Yeah, exactly. Another couple paychecks.
The dude's a Raider.
There, New Orleans.
Did you see him at every tailgate of the Oilers, team?
Yeah, no.
Or what did they become? The Titans.
The Titans. Yeah,
no. Dude was at every Raiders game.
Yes.
And even Phil, Foo, Jersey boy.
Yeah.
He's still at every damn Raiders game.
I mean, maybe a lot of fans out there in the nation know this. You got Ted Hendricks, one of our classic defensive players. Before he was on the Raiders, he won a Super Bowl on the Colts.
Yeah, but he's a Raider.
But nobody talks about that.
No.
They talk about him being on the Raiders.
Exactly. Exactly.
And here he was a linebacker, a starting linebacker on the Colts Super Bowl team.
Yep.
But he's a classic Raider. You ask anybody in the whole Ted Hendricks, classic Raider.
Yeah.
And here he is, He was a classic Colt before he was a classic Raider.
Yeah, absolutely. Even but and then there's other guys where I won't wear a Romanowski Raiders jersey.
No, I won't either.
Even though he really shows no love to Denver.
No,
he shows more love to Oakland than he goes to Denver. But you know what, dude? You're a donkey.
Yeah, you're a donkey.
I mean,
and you're a 40 whiner.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely. You're not going to see me wearing a Jerry Rice jersey either.
No.
Jerry Rice. You know what? You were on the Super Bowl team. You were. You're not.
He had those couple good years at the Raiders, but he's not a Raider.
You're not a Raider.
You're Jerry Rice because of the Niners.
Exactly.
That's it. He's not Jerry Rice because of the Raiders.
No. No.
So.
And we got, but it is weird. How fandom works now.
Yeah.
And kind of, Rodney brought it up. It's a lot of the younger fans that are just kind of.
That's why I always like your line, man. Half the people that are pissed now weren't even born when they were good.
Right.
Why you mad?
Yeah.
You've seen nothing.
Yeah. You've seen nothing.
Yeah. You haven't seen a parade. You haven't watched a freaking February game where they're hoisting a trophy. You haven't seen nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. Your whole entire career as a fan has been to a sucking team.
Yeah, and if you added up the wins, they'd probably not even make 30.
No, and you're and now you're mad and you're screaming at the wall.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. Never will. But it is what it is, man.
Yes.
We're diehard.
Yeah.
And we're not apologists.
No.
And that's why I told because I post each episode of our podcast in every Raiders group that I'm a member of, and of course the North Jersey Booster Club that is inactive. Basically.
Yeah, they're inactive because they're just pissed at the world, I think.
Yeah, well, I don't even. I mean, even when we were winning, they were inactive. They don't do anything. They don't whatever.
Yeah.
But I talked. I posted on their page, and a couple guys, Ram Ramirez and Will Nichols, they're they started commenting oh yeah, listen to this podcast unless your opinions differ. And I'm like, have you even listened to our podcast? And I told I the last thing I posted on that thread was open invitation for you guys to come on the show anytime you want.
Yeah.
And we can debate and bust each other's balls. And it'll be good entertainment for the listeners.
Yeah.
But, come on, debate with us. Because, like I said, we've been in this for a long time. You guys are like, oh, I hate Gruden. You guys were 10 when Gruden was our coach.
Really?
And now, he's back, and he was never a good coach. I disagree.
Yeah, he was.
You know, he that was the comeback of the Oakland Raiders.
He took a 3-13 team and made him into a Super Bowl contender.
He took Rich Gannon and turned him into an MVP.
Yeah, Rich Gannon was a journeyman. Rich Gannon was like the Gus Farrat of that time.
Even though, I'll say
or the Fitzpatrick.
Gannon was the MVP the year after Gruden was cut.
Yeah.
But Gruden's the guy that got him there.
Yeah. And Gannon was what he was the Fitzpatrick of the time.
Absolutely.
You know.
And turned him into, when Gannon retired, the talking heads on ESPN and for whatever you can take them for, were like probably the smartest guy who's ever played this game at this position.
Sure.
And come on the show. You guys are welcome to come on the show.
Anybody come on the show.
Yeah, anybody that wants to come on.
If you don't think we slag the Raiders, you don't listen to the show.
Yeah, you're not listening because we're very critical.
Yes.
We're critical of Chucky.
Yeah, we're very critical of Chucky.
Critical of Derek. We're critical of Davis. We're critical of McKenzie.
Yes.
But we're fans of the team.
Yes.
So there's a difference between being critical and then just saying, fire everybody sucks. That's
what they don't realize is that's been the problem.
Exactly. That's been the problem.
Is everybody yelling, "You suck, fire him."
Yep.
Okay, that accomplishes nothing.
No, because you fire them, and what are you doing? You're starting over.
And if you're any kind of football fan, you would realize this. Any one of the good classic coaches that everybody talks about and lauds that they're geniuses, their first years or second years of any team, they've sucked.
Yeah, and back to that, what is you look and Murph talks about it a lot on Raiders Fan Radio that and people get mad because they think, you might as well be a Patriots fan. But no, he's looking at an organization that works.
Yes.
And he's not a Patriots fan, but he's also not, he's not a Patriots hater because the Patriots they're not a rival of the Oakland Raiders.
No, they're not.
We
hate them for a specific reason.
Right. But at the end of the day, Tom Brady didn't throw that flag.
No.
Tom Brady didn't go to the replay booth and rule that a forward pass.
Yeah, and anybody that's that thinks that no organization in football cares what the Patriots are doing, you're delusional.
Yeah,
they all want that formula.
Absolutely,
every single team besides them wants those players that you can get third round. You can get off the trade heap and plug them in, and they're an all-star for 10 weeks.
And any of you think that the Patriots would have paid Khalil Mack $93 million?
Yeah.
Take a look at the guys that they've cut.
Yeah, exactly.
And
really,
and they've still managed. And there's a connection there. And this is another thing that Murph has brought up, is you look at teams like the Patriots and every other team in the league has a window of opportunity.
Yes.
In the playoffs.
Yes.
Other than the Patriots. The Patriots are a playoff team.
The Patriots' window of opportunity is September through February.
Exactly. And,
every year.
And the consistency there is,
coaching.
Basically Belichick and Brady.
Yeah.
And you can replace pretty much anybody else on that damn team.
Yeah.
And these two are.
But even Belichick's two underlings, even though the one guy left and went to Detroit, but the other guy was like, "Why should I go anywhere?"
Right.
He's like, I have a cushy job here. My job's to do this, and he's doing his job very well.
Right. And so now the Raiders have an opportunity to be in that same position.
Yes, exactly.
Right. So you've got Gruden, right? Who some of you hate, because for whatever reason, some of you have, look, there's legitimate reasons to be pissed off.
I don't think any legitimate reason to hate the guy.
Right. There's legitimate reasons to be upset that your team has, lost, 7 games.
Yeah.
You're 1-7.
Yes.
That's there's nothing to be happy about there.
No, that's a reason to be pissed off.
Okay, but for all the venom that's being thrown out, to Carr and to Gruden, Gruden just took this team over.
Really?
He just got here.
Yes.
We sucked last year.
Yeah.
And to all the people, oh yeah, but the year before that, no, the year before that, it was a fluke.
Last year made the year before that a fluke.
Yeah, absolutely.
If last year, if they would have followed up in the same manner, you might not even see Gruden.
Right.
There would be no Gruden.
Yeah.
You'd be yelling at Jack Del Rio right now.
Right. Last year is the reason we have Gruden.
Yes, it is.
And and the guy comes in and you guys are like, you're throwing a temper tantrum. Hold tight, because I guarantee you he's going to turn this ship around.
Yeah, and every one of them was like, well, I guarantee you every one of them, well, you can't judge Del Rio on a bad year last year.
Right.
Well, then why are you judging Gruden on 8 games?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And they're going back and they're pulling crap out of their rear.
Yeah.
Well, Gannon wasn't the MVP until after Gruden left, or Gruden, he took, the Tampa Bay won the Super Bowl, but it wasn't Gruden's team.
It was Tony Dungy's year.
Yeah. Listen,
Gruden's team made the Super Bowl.
Was Dungy on the sideline at the Super Bowl?
No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's not, there's just so much nonsense. Like, give the dude some time, see what happens. And when, we've all seen the posts and the tweets, so we know when you come back in 3 years, like, oh, Raider Nation, and then we're just going to laugh at you.
Yeah, and another thing about Billy Check, he wouldn't have blinked an eyelash at getting a first-round pick from Amari Cooper.
No.
He would have told you in his dry-ass way in his press conference, well, the guy drops too many balls. We got a first-round pick. It is what it is.
Yeah.
On to Cleveland.
Exactly. Yeah, on to Cleveland.
That's the only quote you would have got out of him.
Yep. and I'll tell you what, did you see the ESPN Mark Davis interview?
Yeah.
That gives me some that gives me some respect for Mark Davis.
Sure.
Man. I mean,
I had that suspicion that's what the whole thinking of the organization was. It was really good to actually hear it.
Yeah.
And
to hear it right from the horse's mouth, man.
Yes.
I mean, we can make fun of Mark Davis for
make fun of his stupid hair or whatever.
But that's Al Davis's son, guys.
Yes.
And you know what? Nobody on the planet is as big of a fan of the Raiders as Mark Davis.
Exactly.
Number 2 is John Gruden.
Yeah.
And so you guys can all scream and yell and throw fits and act like jerks, but you want to put your fandom up on a test against those two guys?
Yeah.
Mark Davis grew up with the Raiders in his blood.
Really?
He grew up
in
Alameda.
Yeah.
At the Oakland Coliseum.
Yes.
At the LA Coliseum. And he knows nothing but love for the Raiders.
Yes.
So, yeah, he's got a dopey haircut. Yeah, he dresses funny.
Tell you what, I'll style my hair like that any day for his money.
Yep.
I'll gladly own the Oakland Raiders and have his money. If you tell me this is the haircut you need for the rest of your life,
right.
This is what you get. Sign me up. Man.
But you guys you guys out there calling for Mark Davis to sell the team? I don't think you understand what the Raiders are.
No.
And
they don't.
And I don't think you understand who Mark Davis is.
No.
Or who Al Davis was.
No.
Not just to the Raiders, but to the NFL.
Yes.
You do not love the Raiders more than Mark Davis.
No.
I don't care who you are.
No.
And I love the Raiders.
Yeah. I love the Raiders too.
But I don't even come close to the passion that
No.
that man has.
No.
And, Suck on that for a little bit.
Yeah, times get tough with me with the Raiders. I go outside and start grilling.
Right.
He can't do that.
Nope. Nope. Absolutely not, man. And it's not, there's business decisions but it's not just business to him.
No.
It's
a legacy.
It's a legacy, and it's all he knows.
Yeah.
His entire life is the Oakland Raiders.
Yeah.
That's it. The dude's got nothing else.
No.
And he's going to do whatever he thinks is best for this team.
Yeah.
And whether I like it, whether, the guy down the street likes it, it's all on him.
Sure.
And he wants to win.
Yep.
More than we want to win. That guy wants to win.
Yes.
And any of you guys thinking that Gruden is going out there and tanking the season, blah, first of all, as Gruden said himself, I don't get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to tank.
Really?
And, use your heads a little bit. Use your brains. You got a lot of guys on this team that are going to be looking for jobs next season.
Really?
You think they're going to go out there and suck?
No.
And that's going to help them get signed to some other team next year?
No.
No. They're going. Look, things fell apart, and it happens in football.
Yeah.
And one of those things is, my next. I haven't done this in a while, but I'll do it right now.
You're dead to me.
Cue the music. You're dead to me.
Wait. I needed to crack that beer before he started.
I came into this season, and if you go back to the I think episode 1 or episode 0 of this podcast, I said Bruce Irvin is no joke. Well, Bruce Irvin, you're dead to me. I think that, and I got no first-hand knowledge of this. I don't have a source close to the organization, but I think that you were the cancer to this team
from the get-go.
That sank the ship this season.
In last year's Washington game?
Yeah.
You know what? I seem to think that too.
He
was the one with the Mav. A lot of people blame Skittles, but it seems to me, Lynch doesn't want to have anything to deal with it. He would just sit over in the corner.
Right.
And just say, you
sit
guys
on his cooler.
Yeah, you guys argue amongst yourselves. I'm out.
Yeah. This is what I've been doing the whole time I've been in the league. But Bruce Irvin, there were leaks from the locker room. They're all pointing to you, dude.
Yeah.
You know what? Your teammates put a captain's patch on you because they had faith in you, and you let them down, dude.
Really?
You let the team down, and by doing that, you let the fans down, and you let me down because I had hopes in you, man. Because you know what? I know you can ball.
Yeah.
But you didn't want to ball for this team.
No.
I watched you on the field. I watched you on the field taking these wide, cuts around the corner, Then I watched you out there just spinning around in circles, not knowing where the hell you are.
Yep.
You're better than that, right?
Yeah.
But you're not better than that with us. Because you lost respect for the team. You lost respect for the team that put the captain's patch on you.
Really?
And you showed it. So good riddance, dude. You know what? You have fun over there in Atlanta. Be a Falcon, bro.
Yep.
But you ain't a Raider. You never was a Raider. You're dead to me, and you're dead to the nation.
You want to know how dead he is? He ain't even going to be a Falcon.
Nope.
That's how dead he is.
Exactly.
He's just 6 games.
Yep.
That's it.
That's it, man. And you know what? You had a chance.
Yeah.
You had a chance. You had a chance to lead this defense.
And give yourself a legacy.
And it was all on you, dude. It was all on you. And you can bitch. You can moan. I don't like the scheme. I don't like, Listen. You're a professional, right? when you get a new boss and he comes in and he wants to change the system, you don't have to agree with it, but you do things his way. Listen, even if you know that my way is wrong, you do it my way.
Yeah.
You do it my way, and if things go wrong from there, guess whose fault it is? It's mine.
Yeah.
Right? But if you decide that you're going to go and you're going to do things the opposite way of what your boss is telling you, then it's your fault.
Yep.
So you can't blame Gunther. You can't blame Gruden. You got to blame yourself, dude, because you decided you were going to do your own damn thing.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna leaks from the locker room. You're a jerk. And from the fan club Blitz, Bruce Irvin, I never bought your stinking jersey. You're a Seahawk.
Exactly.
You're dead to us.
That's where you made your name, in the Seahawks.
You know what? And Marshawn, beast mode, Lynch only played for us for a season and a half. He's a Raider.
He wants to be a Raider.
He's a Raider. That dude's going to go to the Hall of Fame.
He's pissed now that he can't play.
He's going to go to the Hall of Fame after Super Bowl victory, everything with the Seahawks, all his legacy there. That dude's going to show up in his Raiders jersey.
Yes. Yeah. Raiders jersey, yellow jacket.
Because he's a Raider fan. He's a fan.
Yep.
And a player.
See, this is what I don't understand about these players. They have so much evidence of what a legacy they could be for their team and their sport, and how many guys have done this. You look at guys like we were talking about before, we were outside smoking, like LT. You look at guys like Mike Singletary. You look at these guys. These guys played on some really bad teams.
Yeah.
But they also led their team to glory a couple of times.
Absolutely.
But they sucked it up and they played. They played for bad coaches. They had their bad seasons, but they kept playing and they kept playing their game. And you can look beyond football. You see baseball players do it. You see basketball players do it. You see hockey guys do it. Nobody takes that C on their jersey lightly in any sport.
No.
Until this douche did.
Even in high school.
Yeah.
That means something, because that's coming from the team. That's not coming from the coaches aren't handing you that. That's coming from your teammates, man. And you let them down.
Yeah.
You Bruce Irvin, you let your team down. You let your teammates down. You had the opportunity to come out there and be the guy that you could have been.
Yeah.
And you chose to be a jerk.
Yes.
And you know what? Again, you're a C chicken.
Yeah.
Screw your team. Screw the Seahawks.
Yeah.
That was a one-hit wonder.
Yeah.
And how long did it take them to get there?
Really?
And again, your buddy Lynch, he's a Raider, dude.
Yeah.
The dude's a Raider. And
I have a feeling he'll keep playing until they win the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Davis says, you know what? I want to play in Oakland next year.
Yeah.
He's like, do I want to pay $5 million a year rent so that they can sue me? No. But I will.
Yes.
Because I want to win for Oakland.
Yes.
And if they're in Oakland next year, Lynch will be there.
Yeah. I think Lynch is going to be there in Vegas too.
Yeah, he could be, man. He opened up a store in Vegas.
Yeah, my deal. I'm thinking he's sticking it out because he knows what's going on.
And that's
Lynch is not a stupid guy.
No.
And I'm really sticking by my theory that whatever's going on in the locker room, unless it gets really bad, then he's going to need to open his mouth like that 1 week.
Yeah.
When he had to say
something. And that was impressive when he did that.
Other than that, he's sitting off in the corner going, you all fight amongst yourselves. I'm out.
Yeah.
Game's done. I did what I had to do. You people didn't. You figure it out.
Right. And if you look at the last half of last season and then the whole time he was with us this season, the dude's still an amazing. He's a beast, man.
Yeah.
One of the best running backs to ever play the game.
Yeah.
And you look at these young guys that are out there trying to bring him down. And you listen to their pressers, and they're like, the dude, he's unstoppable, man. And you think this next few months is going to make him that much older that he can't do it? No, because it's not age, it's the passion and the fire, and the dude's ready to. He's ready to. He wants a Raiders ring on his finger, man.
He really does.
And
he wants that, and he wants that bust in Canton to say Oakland.
Yeah.
He or at least Raiders.
Yep.
He doesn't want to go in there as a Seahawk.
No.
I wasn't, as you well know as everybody else.
Tom was not on the Lynch.
I was not on board with him at all.
Mr. Skittles.
I'm a big proponent of, hey, our running game wasn't broken. Why do we need to fix it? And they felt the need to fix it, and things haven't gone so well.
Well, I understood last season why they brought him in. He wanted to come back only for Oakland.
But now this year, when he came out and what he was doing and when he actually spoke, I was like, okay, I'm on board.
Yeah.
He's in.
Leader of the team, man.
Yes.
Absolute leader of the team.
And you know where that came from? That came from Johnny.
It also came from losing.
Yes.
That passion, that drive, that comes from losing.
Yeah, he did not want to see this year.
No.
He knew it was going to be a tough fight. I can guarantee it because he ain't a stupid person.
Nope.
But he did not want to see this happening this year.
But he bought. You didn't see him out there with this Facebook camera. He bought into the Gruden's system, man.
Yes.
And Gruden's coaching ability, and they get along, and they it was an amazing thing, man. And it's unfortunate that he got hurt. I mean, that groin of his, man, that was his downfall in Seattle too.
Yeah.
But he'll be back,
Sure.
and I hope he gets on the field for the last game. The last home game of the season, he should be eligible.
Sure.
And I hope he comes out there and just balls out, man. I hope he comes out and balls out.
Man, what I'm thinking ahead, I'm thinking next year, freaking Chris Warren third and him in the backfield.
Yep,
man.
absolutely.
Warren getting 70 yards and him pounding freaking 1 to 10 into that end zone.
Yep.
And
perfect.
You're going to get him another couple of years if that's his role.
And I guarantee you, even right now, Lynch is, he's injured. You guys think he's staying away? You think he's not? I guarantee you, and he's got Chris Warren the third, keyed in, man.
Yeah.
And he's working with this kid.
Yeah, he was working with him in training camp.
He's grooming this kid up to be a beast.
Yes.
And I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, you know what? We had a good interview. I think we finish up the podcast tomorrow at the game.
We'll come back to you from the game.
Hey, and listen, we're gonna try and go live from Baltimore. See what happens.
We'll give it a shot.
We barely know how to use this stuff and this software, but we're gonna try and come at you live. Maybe we'll test it out tomorrow and see what happens.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
All right. Raider Nation, Fan Club Blitz listeners, we bring to you Chris Potts, Bill Mackey, Worldwide Halftime Report.
Hello.
All right, halftime report.
Halftime report, folks.
What do we think?
Well, they're competing today, actually.
It's got to be the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, you're doing well. Look at it, right? The same stuff keeps coming up. Cars are running for his life half the time. But hit 2 touchdowns today.
That's more than we got in the past 2 weeks.
Hit 2 touchdowns.
He's running for his life. They're not blocking for him on certain plays. Certain plays they are. Hit or miss.
Doug Martin looks good.
He's running hard.
Yeah,
he's running hard.
He's running hard. I can't. I can't knock anybody. Really, they're doing what they can.
I don't have. Sorry, bro. There's no anger issue right now with me.
No.
Right now because they did get 2 interceptions. They're playing hard.
Yeah.
but they're doing okay. I mean, folks, we're 1-8.
Exactly.
I mean, could you ask for anything else? I mean, we're 1-8.
The Cards are doing the same. They're turning the ball over left and right, and they're not doing a great job of blocking on their side either. So it's like, are we tank? Is this the tank bowl?
Yeah, exactly.
Are we going for number 1 overall here?
Well, Kevin says I'm not allowed to come back here if we lose the number 1 pick because of today.
Well, I don't know if we'll lose it because of today. By the time we get to KC, I'm very frightened as to
isn't like KC,
what the hell's going to happen.
Isn't KC like back-to-back or something? It's like they take a week off. Yeah,
it's close to it. It's probably about I would say 3 weeks apart. 2 games with KC.
Yeah. Hey, Bill, we're gonna do a mini off the rails here. I got to tell you this story.
All right.
This is good. Look, I thought I read everything on the internet that there could possibly be, but this one's really good. A Florida couple arrested for selling tickets to heaven. You want me to read the whole article right here?
Hey, go for it.
A couple in Florida, their names are Tito and Amanda, were arrested a few days ago for selling golden tickets to heaven to hundreds of people. They sold them for $99 a piece, and they told them simply present this ticket to the pearly gates, and you are in. All right, it doesn't stop there with like the whole. Tito Watts is his name, said in a police statement, "I don't care what the police say. The tickets are solid gold, and it was Jesus who gave them to me behind the KFC, and told me to sell them so it could get me some money to go to outer space. I met an alien named Stevie." Wait, it builds up. Who said, I got the cash together. He would take me and my wife and his flying saucer to his planet that is made entirely of drugs. Come on.
Why does every article like this start with a Florida man or a Florida couple? It's every single one of them. That's what I point out to. It's like I want to get out of here with these winters.
But
I'm not going to Florida.
The kicker is he was willing to cooperate with police. He said, "I'm willing to wear a wire and set Jesus up." His wife said,
"Snitches get stitches."
Yes, his wife said, "I just wanted to leave the earth and go to a spaceship and do drugs."
I guess I can't really blame the guy for that at this point in the world.
I didn't do anything wrong. So in the moral of the story, at the end, the police said they confiscated over $10,000 in cash, drug paraphernalia, and the kicker of all of it, a baby alligator. Florida, folks.
Florida. Dope, $10,000, and an alligator. That's Florida.
I know we're supposed to be doing the halftime show, but I just did a mini off the rails. A prequel off the rails.
The halftime show these days has been degenerating into all kinds of discussion.
Last week's was great.
Last week's we hit on what I don't think it made all the cut, but we ended up BSing about Bohemian Rhapsody for about a half hour.
I know. I didn't see that. How was it
good?
Because I'm a really hard. I love Queen.
Yes,
I love Freddie Mercury. I mean, great front man, greatest front man ever. And I just wanted to know how Rami Malek did.
He's fantastic. He's fantastic.
Yes.
I'm at a point in life where I didn't care about the factual inaccuracies. I got what they were doing for the for the film,
story-wise.
But it captured the spirit of everything, and it was.
I heard their casting job was phenomenal. They looked their parts.
The guy that played Brian May is Brian May. He I'm looking at this guy.
He looked like a younger Brian May.
Yeah. It's absurd.
It's crazy. I got to see it. I don't get to the movies much with a 6-year-old. So
I don't. Honestly, I don't either.
We watch cartoons.
But that I did make it out.
The wife wants to see it really bad because she's a huge Queen. She loves Queen.
I think we're going to call my buddy over here.
Yeah.
I got my buddy here, Mark, who's actually the drummer of my band, Man-Made Monsters. The classic Rock Stone, as I call him. Rock Stone is a Cardinals fan. And he came out with us today. So we're enjoying this little thing together. But he has a couple Raiders tales, so I'm gonna bring him over to the podcast.
There is.
Come here, Mark.
You can do it without the headset.
Yeah, you can hear us.
You can hear us talking.
Can you hear us good?
Is that mic okay?
Yeah, that mic's good. Speak into it.
Regale us with tales
I think you might have
of.
to turn it up.
Well, actually,
you want this?
Where did you come? Where did you get the Cardinals from? Like, where did you become the Cardinals fan? I know you and I have discussed this before, but you're on.
There you go. Bill turned it off.
Unfortunately, I've been a Cardinals fan since about 1974. My dad was a big Giants fan, so I just watched football with him. He said, "You got to pick a team." So you don't have to pick my team. They were playing the Giants. I said I like their helmets, and that was the end of that. Ended up being a St. Louis Cardinals baseball fan too, because they played in the same stadium when I was a kid. I thought it was the same team. I thought just in football season they put away the bats and the balls and they played football. So I was a little messed up as a kid, but still to this day I still like them both.
Awesome.
And so that's thank you for having me today. It's kind of fun being here. I'm jealous actually having a place to come hang out with fans. I don't think I've ever met another Cardinals fan in my life, so this is kind of cool seeing you guys at least have a good time.
Well, I will say you are the only Cardinal fan I know.
You know,
and that's cool. But you're the only Cardinal fan I know.
Yeah,
believe it or not, years ago before I came, you guys, I would go down to like the barn or something in Roxbury and stuff.
Right.
There was actually a group of Cardinals fans. I was like shocked.
Wow, that's crazy.
But that place had like a group of like everybody. It was weird. There was about 5-6 Raiders fans, 5-6 Raider fans that would go, and then there would be the Minnesota Vikings. There was like a whole group of them. There was Dallas fans, of course, and then you got Bears fans were there. There was like you name it, and there was Charger fans. I was like but you know it's like. No Denver fans, thank God. No Kansas City fans like you got up here. How the hell is there a Kansas City fan over here?
I have no idea.
She hangs that flag every time I drive by. I want to burn the thing.
Freaking McDonald's looking colors.
I don't know.
Well, I always say though,
mustard.
Your team picks you. You don't pick your team.
Yeah, it's true.
Because you guys know you're diehard Raider fans. It's like a disease. There's no cure for it. Once you're in, and it's a lifelong struggle.
Yeah. Like I tell everybody when they ask me, well, how did you become a Raiders fan? I go, I was 6 years old. I'm watching the Raiders and Jets play, and the Raiders kicked the living out of the Jets. And it was just like, I love this team.
Yep.
They shut them out that day.
That's all it takes.
And it was just like, I started getting into football, started playing it, saying like I go against the grain with everything, except, my whole family are like diehard Notre Dame fans, so it's like, I became a Notre Dame fan, because my family's like, but after that, when the pros go, it's like, my dad's a Redskins fan, my brother's a Kansas City Chiefs fan, I'm like I don't talk about it much, but he is, but he used to be a Giants fan, but he switched, but because he loved Derek Thomas, that guy was awesome anyway, but I will never say it about many Chiefs, but that guy killed us every time we played.
Yeah, there are some of them I got to give props to. They just kill us every single time.
When it came, when it came to me, I became a Raiders fan. I became a Chicago White Sox fan. Because I'm diehard. I love Frank Thomas, and my all-time favorite Raider, Bo Jackson, became a White Sox player. So I was like, all right. When I was a kid, I was like, that.
I remember I was about, I want to say 4 or 5 years old. I don't know where the hell it came from. Somebody gave me a Raiders winter jacket, like one year for go to school, whatever, and it stuck.
There you go.
It stuck. Like it was my black jacket, and then of course I started watching it, and 70s Raiders, infamous.
Yeah.
It's always the villain, always the bad guy.
See, this turns from the halftime report to like the insight into that 2 halftime guys.
Yeah, pretty much.
But halftime is halftime right now because they don't look bad, they don't look good, but just rolling with it.
They're just there.
Yep, and I can't get mad. Normally I'm pissed off.
I can't. Yeah, I'm going to say at this point, if you started to have a heart attack now, I would shake you and be like, Chris, come on.
I think I've gotten over getting mad at football games a long time ago.
He doesn't know me long enough to know. There's actually a whole section on this podcast called the Potts Meltdown. That's my last name, and they call it a meltdown. So they go, here you go, Chris, let it have it.
Hey, I understand.
Well, when this season isn't happening, it's worthy. It's worthy because we're getting this season. I can't I can't.
Yeah. All right, folks. Halftime is over.
Halftime is up, and thank you, Rockstone, for coming on.
Thanks for having me, guys.
I think when Chuck and Kevin jump back on, I'll have you regale them with your tales of Tim Brown.
Yeah, I got a couple of good Raiders stories from back in the 90s.
You got to get on there. Don't use it for the halftime.
All right.
Use it for the show.
All right.
Alrighty. Peace out, folks.
Bye. Later.
Hey, what's up? You're listening to the Fan Club Blitz with Splatterhead and Fitz, posted by the NJ Black Hole. We are here at the Irish Cottage in Hamburg, New Jersey.
So we have some additional content recorded that we've cut out for time reasons. We've done a pretty long show this week, so we're going to bring you that stuff next week. But before we go, just want to remind everybody, if you're going to Baltimore, go to DCMRaiders.com if you want tickets to the DC Metro Raiders, Northern Virginia Raiders, and Hampton Roads Raiders Booster Club tailgate. Or, as we mentioned before, you can stop by Lot J if you want to tailgate with the Fan Club Blitz, New Jersey chapter of the Black Hole, Jersey Shore Raiders. We'll be over in Lot J. All right? Thanks.
All right, this is Tom. I guess we're going to be wrapping up our show here. If you have any questions for me, or you want to call in and talk about anything you want on the Raider Fan Club Blitz, our number is 732-798-0257. Feel free. Ask me about Mr. Skittles. I love Mr. Skittles. We're also going to give a shout out to the Irish Cottage, our home base. They are located at 602 Route 23 North in Franklin, New Jersey. And their number is 973-827-2090. And give us a call. Let us know what you think. Questions, comments, anything you want to say. Feel free. Talk to you next week. Bye.